Hey, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to TCG Madness. And for the first booster box of the year 2024, we are going to be opening up a booster box of Grand Archive Fractured Crown. All right, you guys, we are all set for the first booster box opening of the year 2024. First off, Happy New Year to everybody. Hope you guys had a Happy New Year. Hope the holidays was excellent. You know, we had Christmas, we had New Year's. Great time. Hope you guys spent a lot of time with family. Hope you guys are all safe. And I hope you guys have big things coming to you for the year 2024. I know, myself included, I'm very excited for this year. So I hope you guys are just excited as well. And once again, thank you guys for the continued success. Thank you guys for being here with me, subscribing to the channel, chatting it up with me. I look forward to doing more giveaways, more booster box openings, and also to doing different content for you guys this year. So if you're just as excited as I am, please do me a big favor, hit that like button. If you're new here and this is your first time to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. Go check out some of my other content. Basically, this is a channel all TCG all the time, so you know what you're getting into. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this booster box opening of Grand Archive. And yes, Grand Archive, right? I know. Been a minute since I've done some Grand Archive. We took a look at the first set. I definitely like what I see from Grand Archive. If you're somebody who doesn't know what Grand Archive is, I highly recommend you guys go check it out. I think this is a card game that if you were looking for I said this before and I'll say it again. If you were looking for a secondary card game, Grand Archive can easily be that game for you. It's not that expensive, it's not hard to understand, and like I said, it's also fun to collect and it's great for players. So it's a win-win for everybody. Let's see if I can get a better zoom here. There we go. Nice and clean. So we got Thieving Cut. Whoa, that card just flew out of my hand. Anthem of Vitality, Development Mana, Flame Break Chorus, Scatter Essence, Refracting Missile. Nice. Ooh, our first SR is Ventus Staff of Zephyrus. A beautiful card there. There again, Grand Archive, excellent artwork. Think of isekai anime-like. A lot of waifus, so if you're definitely a big waifu collector, this game is definitely for you. There's no mistake in that. And of course, you guys know how I do. I always flash up some prices on the big dollar cards. There are some cards that are very, very expensive. This was their second set, Fractured Crown. Their second set, very, very affordable for both cases and booster boxes alike. Per booster box, it's not going to run you that much. Ordinary Bear. Oh, we got our first foil, Beast Bond Ears. This is something I'm going to be... Oh, it's an SR. That is an SR. Okay. The first foil is an SR Beast Bond Ears. I like that. This is something I'm going to be paying very close attention because very consistent pull rates, very consistent what you're going to get in the first set, the first booster box. I did do a case break. If you want to check out those videos, I'll leave a link down below, and a rare. There were a lot of good cards. I definitely made my money's worth when I did the entire case break. I did the breakdown of all that for you guys as well. Highly recommend you guys go check that out. But this is something I'm going to be looking forward to in this set. What kind of pull rates are there? What kind of foils are there? Are there just one foil in every box? If so, that's the only foil we're going to get. How many SRs do you get per box? Let's see if they changed up anything from the first set to the second set, because that's what it's all about. Grand Archive, excellent card game as well. Like I said, it's highly collectible as well. It's fun to play with. Again, very cheap. Can't say it enough, man. If you were looking for that secondary card game, like if you were thinking, and maybe if you're a Yu-Gi-Oh player, a main Yu-Gi-Oh player, and you were looking for a second card game to maybe get yourself into, highly recommend you guys go check out. Oop, another SR, Lancelot, Goliath of Asa. They do have a third set coming out too. I believe their third set's coming out in either late January or early February. I'm not 100% sure. The only thing too about Grand Archive that I really like, I'm really hoping that this year is going to be Grand Archive's year. And I say that because there's a lot of new card games out right now. And I do think out of all of them, I think Grand Archive, to me, is my favorite one. And I really hope that means it's here to stay. I do know too, there's a lot of card games that are coming up on Kickstarter now and all that other stuff. This game also came up on Kickstarter. It's the only game that I know that came up on Kickstarter in recent years. And what I mean by the last couple of years. That came up in recent years. That made it to TCG Player. It's the only one that I know of. I'm sure there's a couple of others that came up on Kickstarter, but I'm talking like in the last 2 years. So maybe after 5+ years, there might be some more. But in my knowledge, the last couple of years, there's been a lot of card games that came out. Grand Archive was the only one that launched on Kickstarter, and eventually made its way to TCG Player. That doesn't mean that that game is going to be here to stay. Doesn't mean anything spectacular, but making its way into TCG Player, I think, is a big reason of a card game success, because TCG Player is the #1 buying, selling. Ooh, Morgan Soul Guide. Speaking of waifus, TCG Player is like the #1 site that has like the most eyes buying, selling, and trading cards. It's just the #1. So if your card game can make it there, I mean, that's just going to help it flourish. It's going to help, you know, players and buyers and collectors get their hands on the cards. One card game that came up on Kickstarter recently that I remember, that kind of just faded into oblivion because it didn't make it to TCG Player, is Alpha Clash. For those of you that don't know, and if you want to look it up, I highly recommend look up Alpha Clash. Another excellent card game, but it only launched on Kickstarter. It would have done a lot better if it made its way onto the TCG Player. They make a lot of good videos. They have a very good social media brand that they're very good on getting people's eyes on their product via Instagram. But of course, you know, the way, in my opinion, for a game to survive right now is to be up on TCG Player. Ooh, our first UR. Spirit of Serene Fire. So of course, you guys remember, we always get in every booster box 1 UR, 1 foil, and a good handful of SRs. And here's our first UR. Be very curious to see the prices of these URs. In the first set, URs really weren't that great. They weren't, only one of them was really good. The rest of them were kind of duds. So it'd be interesting to see if the URs in this set are better priced. Oop, another SR, Prismatic Sanctuary. That's a gorgeous looking card. That's a beautiful card too. I like the blue on that one. Blue and a little bit of purple right there. Beautiful card. Again, artwork is fantastic. It really just makes you feel like a D&D anime. Isekai immediately comes to my mind, especially with their color and the way they use a lot of their palette colors, like a lot of the blues, the anime type characters. Very, very reminiscent of Isekai anime. Also too, very familiar with Weiss Schwarz. It kind of feels like that a little bit too. Another Ordinary Bear. So yeah, I think, you know, if your game can make it on a TCG Player, this is for all of you guys who ever, you know, aspire to make your own card game. If you can make your card game go up on TCG Player, man, that's major. It's big. It's going to be very sick. Ooh, a second foil. Okay, so this is new. In the first set, we only got 1 foil per box, or per booster box, and here is our second foil, and it's a Tariff Ring. All right. Awesome. So I'm going to be very curious to see how the prices reflect on that one, because many of you guys remember in the first booster box, and all the foils were like, they were pretty big dollars. So pretty big money was carrying in these foils. I'd be very curious to see if that's still the same. So going back to what I was originally saying, if you can get your card game and you're an aspiring card game maker or something like that, or if you guys want your card game to survive, if you notice something like on Kickstarter and then it's just not up on TCG Player, I mean, I've been messaging people on Alpha Clash every time they make a video. Another SR. Ooh, Brawl. Stone Scale Tyrant. Beautiful. I always message the people on Alpha Clash every time they go live or something like that. I ask them all the time, like, hey, you guys are going to go up on TCG Player. And apparently it's a very tough process to get your card game on TCG Player. So I'm hoping that that means, you know, some of these other secondary card games are here to stay. Or this may... a third foil. Imperious Highlander. So this is very different. Okay. So the booster box here in the second set in Fractured Crown, we're just getting foil after foil. 3 foils in 1 box. Okay, very interesting. Very, very interesting. All right. But I do think, as I was going to say again, I do think this may very well be the year where we start seeing a lot of these card games start to disappear, or maybe just starting to really fall into an oblivion, never to be seen again, because I don't know how all these card games can still exist. I think we have way too many card games. I think eventually the card game market has to eventually narrow down. I mean, we already know who's going to stay. The big 3, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic, Pokemon. Everything after that is, in my opinion, just completely up in the air. All right, that's going to do it for this booster box. Let's get to the end of the video and do a quick breakdown. All right, you guys, full breakdown of this booster box, starting with the UR. We got our first UR, which was the Spirit of Serene Fire. Then going to our SRs, some really cool looking SRs. Again, artwork just top notch, especially this one. This Prismatic Sanctuary, man, it's just a beautiful looking card. Really like that card. Morgan Soul Guide, speaking of waifus. Lancelot, look at that artwork too, man. Just beautiful, beautiful looking cards there. another SR, and then of course that is it for the SRs. We actually got 3 foils in this booster box, which is fantastic. We actually got an SR foil, which was Beastbond Ears. We also got a Tariff Ring and a foil Imperious Highlander. So 3 foils, very different from what I remember in the first set. Just really good cards here, excellent pulls. If you guys want to see the full case breaks, I do have a full case sitting right now in my patio. This was booster box of 1 of 18 booster boxes in a case. If you guys want to see a full case break, yes or no, comment down below. Let me know in the comment section if you guys want to see a full case break. I may very well do a long video, do booster boxes 1 through 17, rip through them all, and see how well I did and see if I profited. If you guys want to see a video like that, comment down below, let me know. That's going to do it for this video. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is Booster Box 1 of many in the year 2024. And I'll see you guys next time.